Welcome to the Undo Dilemma minisodes, where we unpack the real stuff people are facing at work and in life.
The weird, the wonderful, and the way too familiar.
Each week, we pick one listener dilemma and try to make sense of it with care, curiosity, and no corporate nonsense. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. This is our first dilemma. And this is the subject line. Why does speaking up still feel like a risk? Okay. So the dilemma reads, hey, Undo ladies, just wanted to say I've been listening since season 1 and the workplace dynamics episodes genuinely made me feel less alone. I must have replayed the pet to threat bit 3 times. So thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Here's what I'm stuck on. I'm a black man in a very white, very middle-class company. On paper, they're progressive, lots of values talk, safe spaces, all that. But in reality, it's still political. I've been told I'm a future leader and they wheel me out whenever there's a panel or pitch that needs diversity. But when I challenge something in a meeting, even gently, the mood changes. People go quiet and throw looks at each other. I get called intense or passionate. I can see it in their faces I've said too much or I said something the wrong way. So now I second guess everything. I tone things down, I smile more than I want to, and I sit on ideas that I know are good. I feel like I'm playing a character at work and I hate it. How do I speak up without being labelled difficult? Or do I just need to accept that this is the game? Cheers, Michael. Oh, Michael.
See,
yeah.
First of all, I have an issue with that term, future leaders. Future leaders is something you use for primary school children or secondary school school children. Yeah, hearing future leader in the workplace, that's already like a
Red
diminishing term. That's a massive red flag because
Yeah.
it's like, why can't I already be a leader now? Why does it have to be in the future? This nebulous future that nobody has defined.
It feels like they're dangling a carrot.
Exactly. A carrot that is like hollow inside. It's just the skin, like inflated. And when you bite into it, there's nothing. It's
Orange balloon.
Orange balloon painted with like markings to look like a carrot. It's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. That's already like a massive red flag. And the reason I'm calling that the red flag is this the place you want to be? A place that calls you future leader and a place where there's this dog whistle of passionate. Oh, please. Please. The only passion is for the bedroom. There's nothing else. Passion doesn't need to be anywhere else. Right? And so these little terms that they're trying to use now because they've learned that calling someone aggressive, a black person aggressive, is like a microaggression. So they're using different words to replace it. But they want to say aggressive. That's what they want to say.
Yeah.
If I were in your position, I would ask myself, 1, do I want to be in this place? 2, do I want to progress? If the answer is yes, do I want to progress here? And finally, 3, how much do I care about what people think about me? What is it about being called difficult that makes me not want to be called that? Because me right now, if someone called me difficult, I'll be like, yeah, if your definition of difficult is calling BS out, then I'm difficult. That's fine. Labels, it has no meaning to me, but that's because you have to decide for yourself whether this is an environment in which you want to play the game. I think that's what you said to me one time, Dulcie. You were like, look, you have to decide if there's a game, what game is being played, and whether or not you want to play. So that's just my thing, is like, is this a game you actually do want to play, or are you just going along because you think that's what success, you think, sometimes you get bored into the hype that because you're in one place, the next thing is for you to progress there regardless of whether you want it really or not. So that's I would say there's a deeper question there to ask yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my 2 pence.
I think it's a bit more than 2. That was £1, not pence, honey. That was rich. Okay, listen, Michael, did you hear everything? Because she just told you everything. I don't even think I have anything else to add. I mean, I couldn't agree with you anymore, Yemi, because, first of all, there are some definite red flags there. Future leaders bullshit. Future leader is something that they say, like you said, it's a fake carrot that they dangle in front of you. It's one of those things I think they tell certain people, they tell minorities, they tell women, but it's always, like you said, this nebulous future that never comes. Meanwhile, you will see people who are not called future leaders, but they're getting promoted.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it's definitely the case in your company. I'm not there. I don't know. But my experience of many companies is that often is just bullshit. It's a lie. It's something to make you feel that you're not a token, and you might well be. Yeah. There's other stuff here that I think we've talked about this before, about the difference between what's the values written on the walls versus what's actually being lived.
Yes.
No matter what it seems like, you said that on paper they're progressive. The only thing that matters is what's actually happening in that space. And Yemi is completely right. The first thing you need to decide on is, do I want this? So do I want to stay here is number one. And staying here, what is that going to look like for me? Carrying on as I am and not turning myself down and accepting that they might think I'm intense and passionate, whatever else they say, and I don't care. Or am I going to stay here and, like you have said, I think you said something, hold on, do I need to accept that this is a game? You decide.
Yeah, you
because you know what the game is. You already know that, Michael. Yeah. You might be asking us, but you know what the game is because you've already started playing it by turning yourself down. By sitting on your ideas. Now, I am actually going to give you some advice if you want to play the game as somebody who's played it and did well and then decided that it's all bullshit and left.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this, there's no judgment from me. If you decide you want to play that game for the right reasons, maybe you're like, no, listen, honey, I want to get this amount of money, I want to get this thing for me, and then I'm out. Okay, so in order to do that, I am going to play that game. There's nothing wrong with deciding to play the game. It's just when you do it without knowing that you're doing it. That's where I think.
Yes.
Okay? So if you decide to play the game, here's some tips. Choose your battles strategically. Decide what is and isn't worth fighting for. If, you said something about you sit on ideas, you turn things down, then you're going to have to be a bit savvy. Build your allies. Work behind the scenes. Don't wait for a meeting to start bringing up an idea. If you've got an idea, hey, John, just assuming you have a boss called John, do you want to go for a coffee? I've been thinking about this thing. Yeah, sure, cool. Stroke his ego. John, I was so impressed, I saw this thing that you did, or you said this thing in a meeting and it really got me thinking, right? So now John is the inspirer.
He's the muse.
He's your muse. It really got me thinking about blah, blah, blah. Then you land your idea. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I'm thinking it could work. I know we've got this meeting tomorrow, and I think, maybe it's worth floating it in there. Yeah, okay. Next thing you know, you're saying it all hands, and there's John saying it's a fantastic idea. Michael's got a really good idea. It's not about intense or passionate. It's about an ally. And again, pick your person. Pick the person who will speak up. Pick the person who carries a lot of weight. Pick the person who has sway.
Yes. Discernment is key here.
It's key. Understand that you might have to tone yourself down in the conversation with John. You know what John's like.
Yeah, tone yourself down for that one person.
And get him to fight your battles for you.
Exactly.
So these are some ideas if you want to stay and play. If you don't, then go. It's that simple.
Yep. It's very simple.
But just be aware. I don't know where you're writing in from. Let me just assume you're here in the UK. I don't know which company you're in or what industry or whatever. But I will just say that if you are in a corporate space, it's going to be the same shit, different day.
Yeah.
So you just have to take a beat. What Yemi said and what we talked about in the most recent episode of Undo is about success. Decide for yourself what success looks like, and then decide what you want to pay. What's the cost? What can you afford? And then make it happen. Listen, Michael, I know you're clever because you listen to this podcast.
Yes.
You're not stupid.
And you're very self-aware. And see, that's the thing. Not just self-aware, you notice cute. Like you're noticing when people when the room is shifting, you can read a room really well, which is a fantastic trait to have as a leader, not as a future leader, as a leader right now. You can read the room fantastically.
Yes.
You deserve better.
You sure do. So you make a choice for yourself, Michael, if you want to stay and play the game. And I know you're going to win it if you do, or if you want out and you want to go and do something and be in a place that better suits you.
And sees you as a leader today.
Okay? Our spider senses are telling us that this place doesn't deserve you. But before you go, if you choose to go,
it's
bring
your choice.
every bit of value out of that place.
Honey.
Okay? Take. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael. Listen, I hope this has been helpful. Let us know how you get on. And yeah, is there anything else we should say to Michael?
We think you're fabulous already.
Yeah.
And you there's nothing you need to add to yourself right now to just be more deserving of being in an environment that celebrates the value that you bring.
Okay, well, Michael, darling, I hope this helped. Good luck. Good luck. You'll be fine. You will. Just be honest with yourself, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's us agony aunts. First dilemma done. Do you know what? I actually would love to hear what other people's opinions of these dilemmas are. So I'm going to put this on the WorkWell Instagram page. And so I'd love for people to hop over there and share your advice.
Yeah. Do you agree with what we said?
Yeah, do you agree?
Or do you have your own? Yeah. How would you play it?
How would you play it? Have you been through the same thing? What did you do? So Michael, you've got our advice, and maybe you'll get some more advice from some listeners. So I think that might be us. All right.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's Undo Dilemma. If you've got something sticky, awkward, or just plain weird happening at work or in life, send it to us at dilemma@thisisworkwell.com. You stay anonymous. We talk it out.
If this helped, pass it on to someone who might need it too.
And don't forget, new full-length episodes of Undo land on Mondays. Wherever you are in your week, we've got you.